job. Canada Job Grant. It's 3 words. The Liberals should learn it really quick. We need to have people, we have people that want to work hard, that have worked hard. They need a hand up, Mr. Speaker. They need retrained. I know all the professors down at the far end in the third party have no comprehension about that because they learned it in the classroom, okay? But here where we've actually done the jobs that are in the economy, we understand that sometimes people need to be retrained. Sometimes people need a chance to get improvements. In here in Bruce, that's what we need. We need the Canada Job Grant. The professor party down there at the far end need to clue in.
Resuming debate, reprise de débat, the honourable member for Kingston and the Islands.
Mr. Speaker, I was going to focus on a very, very particular part of Bill C-4, but I feel like since this is a chamber of debate, I should address the very last remarks of my Conservative colleague from across the floor. And this is not the first time that I have heard Conservatives use the word professor in a very derogatory manner. In fact, the first time I encountered that was at an all-candidates debate in the 2008 election, where the Conservative candidate referred very derisively to Professor Dion. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, I forgot that the member from Saint-Laurent-Cartierville is still here. But you know, I think it just shows the attitude that the Conservative Party and the Conservative mind has towards education, towards learning, towards a respect for an inquiry towards the truth. And I feel like I really have to point this out, because the member opposite clearly intended to insult Liberal Party members by calling us the Professor Party. Well, you know, I'm proud to be the party that thinks about facts and evidence and occasionally is humbled by facts and evidence. So Canadians need to know that the Conservative Party is the party that doesn't value education, does not value learning, is willing to insult teachers, essentially. So I have to start my remarks with that rebuke. I think Canadians need to know what kind of party this Conservative Party is. I have 3 post-secondary institutions in my riding of Kingston and the Islands: the Royal Military College of Canada, Queen's University and St. Lawrence College, and I know that all of the professors and their students would be insulted by the remark of my colleague across the way. Let me now talk about a particular part of Bill C-4, and that is the changes that will be made to the members of the National Research Council. That is, the council members who serve in an advisory capacity to the management of the National Research Council. In Bill C-4, the composition of the council is going to be reduced from 18 members plus a president to 10 members plus a chairperson plus a president. And what I would like to talk about today is simply to ask the question why, because that question has not been answered in the legislation. It appears in the legislation, and there has really been no supporting argument from the government to make this change. And I want to talk about why this should not be considered a trivial change. These are not salaried employees, Mr. Speaker. I think some members, as I checked the record, have thought that scientists were being cut from NRC, scientist employees. These are experts who are meant to guide the management of NRC and the planning for the future of NRC. So I think what we need to do is ask why was the opportunity not taken in Bill C-4 to, for example, establish some rules on replenishing the membership of this advisory council and to consult with them, and also to put in place some guidelines on how to choose members. Mr. Speaker, you may not know that only 5 of the 18 spots on the council are filled right now. And this is a very strange thing, given the enormous changes that are happening at NRC. And I'll talk about that a little more. One thing that could have been done in the bill that we're discussing today is to provide some guidelines on how to choose these council members. For example, you might want to have three sets of criteria. One, the knowledge of research and innovation and commercialization. Second, the personal experience and accomplishments and integrity of the person. And third, the diversity of the composition of the National Research Council members. As I say, this is a time of big changes, and so this expertise is very necessary. The Conservative Party seems to believe in less governance and less consultation. It's very comfortable with less governance and less consultation. Why should the management of NRC consult? Well, for that, let me quote the results of a task force, the report of a task force commissioned actually by a former progressive Conservative government in 1987. And in this report, there is the following quote. The task force told the Mulroney government that, quote, it would be foolish for NRC management not to take advantage of the very real and wide expertise found within the members of the council. That is, that consultative body of potentially up to 18 members. Why, Mr. Speaker, does this Canadian national institution need a large consultative body? And the reason for that is twofold. One is that we are a very diverse country regionally, and NRC is supposed to serve this very diverse country. There's a part of NRC called IRAP, the Industrial Research Assistant Program. There are these industrial technology advisors, a web of them across the country, working with small companies, helping them develop their technology, commercialize their technology, connect with partners, get funding, get the people that they need to succeed. It is clear that NRC serves all of Canada, and should be very sensitive to the large regional geographic diversity that we have in this country. In addition, Mr. Speaker, NRC aspires to serve the entire, very large range of disciplines and sectors of technical capability. For example, it is involved in astronomy, metrology, security, aerospace, construction, health, ICT. It's a very enormous range of scientific disciplines and technologies that NRC is responsible, and so therefore it makes sense that its consultative body should reflect that very broad range of technical capabilities that NRC aspires to. So this is something that Bill C-4 could have tried to put into place, but it did not. Let me also talk, Mr. Speaker, about why this is a special time for NRC, and why this is a special time where a consultative body would be very important. It is a time of great change at NRC. In fact, it's an enormous. NRC has never undergone such a great change. We know that there used to be these institutes at NRC, and this has been completely restructured into R&D portfolios with these individual programs inside that have to get their business plan approved through this 4-step process. We know that this approval process has been very slow, probably too slow for the comfort of the Minister of State for Science and Technology, and certainly too slow for the morale of the scientists and the researchers at NRC. And we know that morale has been severely tested at NRC. We receive messages all the time from people who work at NRC. And we even know that there was an online survey on the internal NRC website which shows how low morale was, how dissatisfied the workers at NRC were. So this is a time of extreme stress at NRC, and it is important to have that consultative body. And I might just throw out the question to the government, did a second pair of eyes check out the idea of sending Tim Hortons cards to the employees, some of which went to employees who lost their jobs? So, Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying the following, that this is an important time for NRC. This is an opportunity to make sure that NRC is fully consulting with a diverse geographic and disciplinary range that it aspires to. And this is a time when the NRC Council can be strengthened and can be used to provide good advice to the management of NRC as it attempts this very ambitious transformation, a transformation which we know has had some problems, has been a bit slow, has caused morale to suffer at NRC, and I think the government has missed an enormous opportunity here. Thank you.
Questions?